Well, the Jamestown Fire Department is clarifying what is an emergency as the number of non-emergent 911 calls in our area spike. Our Alana Wingate joins us live in studio with more on the department's message. Alana?
Justin, the department sounded the alarm today about what qualifies for an emergency response. Over the past several months, fire prevention officer and EMS supervisor Rob Smith tells us they have received unticked in calls for things like a scraped knee, sprained ankle, or even just needing a ride. These unurgent calls cause delays.
The Jamestown Fire Department, right now, we only have one ambulance. So when that ambulance goes on a call that may or may not be, a life-threatening emergency, that's one less ambulance that's available in case there's another real emergency.
The department is required by law to respond to medical calls no matter the severity.
But whether or not it's an actual emergency becomes a little bit subjective. To us, it might not seem to be as serious of a call, but to the person calling, it may be very serious. And that's why we don't want to keep people from calling 911 if they feel that they need us. Please call us.
In addition to the non-emergent calls, the department has seen a major increase in call volume with 7,000 calls so far this year compared to 6,400 in 2020 and 5,800 in 2019.
But especially right now with COVID going on, we are taking a lot of people to the hospital. So what we wanted to do is just kind of remind the public, when do you call 911? When do you not call 911? A lot of times the emergency calls for service that we receive really could be something that could be handled at your doctor's office.
Should you or anyone you know experience trouble breathing, loss of consciousness, symptoms of heart attack or stroke, or things like nonstop bleeding, Smith says they should call for immediate help. Back to you, Justin.
Yeah, it's such an interesting story here because you'd think that most people would know, okay, this is an emergency, this is not an emergency. Do you know why we've seen this uptick where if somebody, say, just wants a ride to the hospital?
Well, according to Rob, people think that if they call an ambulance, they'll be seen quicker in the hospital and they'll get rooms faster, which is apparently not the case at all. The waiting time can be equal or even more, actually, depending on who you ride with.
Yeah.